How to deal with difficult people. At some time or another in your life, you most likely have found yourself faced with a difficult person. Try as you might in dealing with them, you end up walking away feeling frustrated, leaving you to ask, do difficult people realize they're acting this way? Do they do it on purpose? What is their problem? How can you reason with someone like this? It might feel like it's impossible, but it isn't. You can in fact learn how to deal with difficult people. While it may feel strange at first, when you apply any of these 7 strategies that I'm about to share with you, you will notice an immediate difference in their responses. The first strategy is about setting limits. Negative people, people who constantly complain, choose to see things in a hopeless way. They don't focus on solutions. They simply wallow in pity and problems. They try to draw you into that cycle to feel better about themselves. You feel under pressure to listen because you don't want to seem rude. There is a difference, however, between a sympathetic shoulder and being suckered into a negative spiral. Manage these types of people by setting limits. Distance yourself from that person. When you are faced with them, ask them how they plan to fix their problems. Always redirect their conversation in a more productive direction. The second strategy is to rise above the situation. The biggest issue with difficult people is when they behave irrationally. How can you deal with that? Especially when there is no rhyme or reason to their behavior. Don't let them suck you into it. It's easy to fall into the trap when they stray into irrational territory. You cannot beat someone like this at their own game. Instead, focus on the facts and ignore the emotional chaos. The third strategy is to maintain an emotional awareness. If you want to separate yourself from your emotions, then you need to be aware. If you don't recognize that someone is pushing your buttons, then you can't stop them from doing it. Know when to remove yourself from a situation to regroup, and when to smile and nod. Number 4 is to set boundaries. This is where we tend to let ourselves down. When you live or work with a difficult person, it's easy to convince yourself you can't control the situation. You can. When you learn to rise above their behavior, you will more easily recognize patterns, which are predictable and easier to understand. You become better at thinking rationally about how they behave. No matter how closely you work with someone, you can set boundaries. You will have to do so consciously, and be proactive about sticking to them. Difficult people will give up on overriding your boundaries when you consistently stick to your guns. The fifth strategy is for you to choose your battles wisely. Parents have to learn which arguments are worth having with their children. It's the same thing when you deal with difficult people. You have to know when to fight and when to walk away. Your emotions should guide you in knowing what decision to make. Number 6 is to remain solution-focused. When you deal with difficult people, you have to focus entirely on the solutions. It's easy to instead focus on how difficult the person you're dealing with is. That gives them power. Forget about what they are projecting and focus on how you will manage the situation at hand. You're more effective when you keep yourself in the driving seat. The 7th, and an important, strategy, is not to forget. Be quick to forgive, but don't forget. You can let go and move on, but that doesn't mean that you have to turn your back on that person. You can be wary of someone's character traits, therefore preventing getting bogged down by their drama. Difficult people can be touchy, they are quick to anger, and will frustrate you. The tips I have shared with you here will help you deal with them. but it will take time. You are effectively learning how to manage these types of people and their extreme moods, whether it's your boss, friend, or a family member. These techniques are healthy ways for you to interact with difficult people, and will also relieve much of the stress they cause. I wish you the best of luck in all your efforts. If you feel that you are in need of further guidance in mastering this skill, simply check out the information in the description area below. Thank you for watching. If you found this video to be of benefit to you, please click on the like and subscribe button. Until the next time, take good care of yourself.